Starseed, hello and welcome to your December 2023 energy forecast, where I'm going to be diving in deep to share some of the collective themes and energies that we're going to be working through and with this month during this last month of the year, this last month of 2023. Holy cow, how did we get here, right? I feel like some of my energy is still back in the spring of 2023. So we're going to set that intention if you've been feeling like, whoa, where did this year go? It's just been moving really quickly, especially this fall. We're just going to set the intention now to start this video by bringing back all of our energy from the course of the last year, bringing it all back into this now moment, so that you can be fully present during the course of this month to be open to whatever treasures or realizations or insights that are ready to come your way during the course of this month ahead. So I can't wait to get into it. December is definitely a lot of different kinds of energies, and I'm excited for this month because there's a lot of potential here. This month is really ripe for potential, with getting us prepared and getting us situated and in a good place to kickstart our 2024. So I can't wait to dive into all of it. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Emily. I'm an Akashic Records expert, practitioner, and teacher. I'm a galactic channel, and I love helping you, my audience, discern what is going on in the world to help you be on your highest, most aligned spiritual path to manifest the life that you've always dreamed of for yourself. And so these energy forecasts are an opportunity for you to get a glimpse and a high level view and perspective of what's going to be going on during the month ahead, so that you can best work with the energy in your own life and just know how to navigate it and know how to use it to your advantage and work with it in the best way possible. So what I do is I open the collective Akashic Records when I do these channeled videos, and I take notes, and then when I record them, I do a little bit of live channeling as I share some of the information with you about what is to come during the course of this month. And because it's the end of the year, I mean, I have to say, what a year it's been. It's definitely been a bit of a mixed bag, as life here on Earth tends to be, with high highs and low lows. I'm sure you're feeling the same way yourself in your own life as well. And this month really gives us the opportunity to kind of cap off the end of a really big, massive cycle that we've been moving through as a collective, because the next couple of years, we're really moving into a new cycle. We're moving into a new energy, a new way of being, new ways of doing things over the course of the next couple of years. 2024 is sort of going to be a setup year. A lot of you are going to see a lot of change during the course of 2024. I am going to do a separate video where I do a deep dive into 2024 itself and what to expect. But for now, we're just going to focus on wrapping up 2023, but to give you just a quick preview of what's to come, 2024 is a bit of a transitionary setup year that's going to be getting us ready for 2025, and some big changes and collective shifts that are going to be coming down the pipeline over the course of the next couple of years. And so I want to give you that grander overall perspective to show you that December 2023, this month that we're in now, is really important for you to get clarity on where you're at now, where you're going, where you want to go, so that you can really use 2024 to your advantage in getting yourself set up for success, and also calling in your manifestations, and also really aligning yourself to a life that feels authentic and joyful and really feels good to you. Anything that's not authentic to you needs to go. That's something that came through for me at the very beginning of this year, was like, this is the year where we really get to start discerning and discovering our authenticity internally, who we are underneath all of it. Who are we underneath, the masks that we can wear, or the things we were told by our parents or our society that we have to be, or the things we were taught that we have to want for ourselves. Who are we underneath all of that, without those layers, without that societal programming and conditioning? And coming into, again, that place of getting to know the authentic self more, so that moving forward the next few years, you can really be living more in alignment with who you are versus perhaps who you were before the pandemic or who you thought you were over the course of the last 5 years. Now we're really coming into like getting that rapid clarity around, again, who is the self, who is the soul, so that we can make our decisions and choices from that place and start living our lives again from that place. And if you're not quite there yet, that's okay. Like, we're still figuring it out. I'm still figuring it out. I know for me, moving into 2024 is going to be a big year for me because I'm currently going through my Saturn return. I turn 30 next year, so that's going to be a huge, massive up level and shift for me as well. Maybe you are on a similar timeline. And I know that I'm still figuring out, discerning, understanding myself better and better every single day and how I want to live my life authentically. So again, you don't have to have it all figured out, but for the purpose of this video, for the purpose of the month of December, I want you to be open to more insights, more awarenesses around, again, who you are internally and who your most authentic self, what they want for themselves and for their life. So that, again, you can set really powerful intentions for yourself for 2024 and get yourself set up for success as we're moving into bigger changes collectively. The other thing I want to say about 2024 is that it's going to be a very divisive year. There's going to be more polarity. We're already living in a world with massive polarity, right? Massive contrast between light and dark. Life as a human being is full of contrast. We have good days, we have bad days. It's not something that's ever going to end, right? But when we see that contrast really ramping up on the world stage, that can be alarming. That can create a lot of fear. We may start to see our family members or friends who aren't on a spiritual path starting to have even more fear or anxiety about their life or where the world is going. And at the end of the day, you have to anchor into your values. You have to anchor into your truth. You have to anchor into who you are as an authentic soul and how you want to live your life, regardless of what's going on in the world. 2024 for us here in the United States is an election year, so there's going to be a lot of I want to say junk, sorry, for any of you who are very tied still into, the human politics here on this planet in the United States. There's going to be just a lot of trash is the word that's also coming through. This is very, very authentic in the moment. There's going to be just a lot of the next word that's coming through is crap. Okay, happening here in the United States during the course of 2024, again, with it being an election year. So there's just going to be a lot of nonsense happening, okay? I'm sorry if that is triggering for you or is a wake-up call for you. I feel like most of us here watching this channel are on the same page with knowing that politics and what's going on the world stage is very much an illusion. It's very much pre-planned and predestined in a lot of ways. And so we don't have a lot of control over that. And whatever's happening out there in the world, again, we have to focus on what's going on internally. We have to protect our peace. We have to protect ourselves, and we have to protect our truth and have to live our lives from this place, not from this place, not from the place of the external. We have to live from the place of the internal. So no matter what, there are two things that I really want you to anchor into this month that are going to help set you up for success in the new year. Okay, so number one of those two things is I really want you to anchor into your joy this month. No matter what's going on this month in your life or in the lives of your family members or friends or your spouse, your romantic partner, whoever, your children, whoever's around you, I want you to always anchor back into your joy. that's going to be super, super important because joy is such a high vibration. And when we can come back to joy as a natural set point, we can live our lives in such a more free, open way because we're not feeding into the chaos or the challenge or the heavy vibrational energies that may be around us at any given time. When we can anchor back into our joy internally, if somebody next to you or somebody in your household is having a bad day, you can come back to, okay, they're having a bad day, but it's not my fault. It's not about me. I don't have control over this. This is not a reflection of who I am internally. They are having a bad day. It is external to me, and I can return back to my joy and whatever joy means for you. So I want you to be really conscious and intentional about living this month from a place of your own authentic joy. What does joy mean for you now? What does it mean for you as an adult? And also, what does joy mean for you? What did it mean for you as a child? For some of you, that may really may encourage you to go deeper into what was joy and fun and play for me when I was a kid? And do I have that in my life now as an adult? I know because I tend to work with a client who is very ambitious and high achieving and active and goal oriented, they can put play and fun to the back burner in order to make time for getting things done and the to-do list and, making sure that we're checking all of our boxes and getting to the next goal, and can forget about the play and the fun. So one thing I always ask my new one-on-one, my new private clients is during our first session together, I ask them, what do you do for fun? What does that look like for you? How do you play in your life? And some people have an answer. Some people have an activity that they do. Like I have a new one-on-one client who I just met with last week, and she said, oh, my joy is skiing. Awesome. Yes. What's that energy like that you feel when you're skiing? For me, my joy is reading fabulous books. It's cooking delicious meals. It's decorating my home. It's spending time with my nephew and my nieces and the children in my life. It's crafting and doing DIY projects that really feel fun to me and my inner child loves. It's all of those things. And so I always try to make time for that in my life in some capacity. And joy is not something that has to come from doing. It can also come from you just like living your life. I was just at the grocery store earlier today and they were playing Christmas music, and I love Christmas music. I'm a huge holiday person. I love the holidays. And I was literally singing in the grocery aisle to myself, and that brought me so much joy. And the fact that the store was just playing, Christmas classics just brought me so much joy. And that being in that energy while grocery shopping, which for some people can tend to be a really heavy, arduous task, connecting myself to joy while grocery shopping really impacted the rest of my day and brought me here now to filming this video where I can really be in an empowered, inspired energy. So by you anchoring into your joy on a daily basis, that can really help you no matter what life throws your way. No matter what challenges or what the people in your life are going through or what you see going on in the world, that joy can be such a powerful place for you to turn back to. And I know that can also be hard to hear because the holidays can also bring up a lot of grief. Maybe you lost a loved one this year, or you're seeing somebody in your life go through something really heavy and there's just not a lot of space for joy. Trust me, I've lost a lot of loved ones in my life. I know what that feels like. I know what the grief and the grieving process feels like. And also, I know that if I keep myself in that heavy emotional place all of the time, I'm doing myself a disservice because I'm not returning to the natural point energy set point that I am, which is abundance, which is joy. That is me. Internally, that is me, right? So if I am keeping myself in that heavy energy all of the time, 24/7, that is going to really bring me down in a massive way. And of course, I understand too, if you're going through mental health challenges and struggles, absolutely. But also, how can we, even when we're having our hard days, even when we're having our down days, how can we create space for joy? Maybe there's a new outlet, a new activity, a new thing that needs to come into your life to help you, at least for a moment, let go of some of the heavier energies and emotions that you might be feeling. And of course, we have to let our emotions move through us. We have to sit with them. And also, this month, I want you to really anchor back into your joy. So that's number one. Number two, I want you to remember this month is to protect your peace. I want you to, your intention for this month to be, how can I protect my peace this month? Again, not everything going on in your external reality is your fault. None of it is, right? And of course, we are humans having a human experience. We create our reality in a lot of ways, but also what our family members, our friends, our significant other, our children, anybody in your life, what they are going through is not your fault. Okay? So if you are blaming yourself, or if you are allowing the circumstances of others to get to you, or their projections that they project into your field because of their own beliefs, their own challenges, their own dramas, the chaos in their life, how can you protect internally what is yours, your natural reserves of energy, even on the days when it feels like everything else around you is chaotic? How can you come back here? So this month, protect your peace. And how can you be the calm in the storm going on around you? How can you be that calm in your own life for yourself, right? Do this for you. Because as you know, when we shift things internally, we can also start to see them reflected in our external reality. So again, remember to protect your peace this month. So the two things that you need to remember this month the most are to always anchor back into your joy and to protect your peace this month. Those are going to be super helpful for you no matter what is going on in your life, especially because unfortunately we have Mercury retrograde happening during the midst of the holiday season. We have Mercury retrograde happens about 4 times over the course of a normal year. So if you're like, I thought we just ended a Mercury retrograde, you would be correct. We just wrapped one up at the end of the summer, the beginning of this fall, and here we are again with another one coming our way. And Mercury retrograde, as you know, it can just bring up tech issues, scheduling errors, missed appointments, flight delays, travel challenges. You thought you scheduled something, but you actually forgot, or mixed telephone wires, cross communication, all of that. So that is happening this month, but you don't need to let it affect you. Sometimes I think we can get really in our head when it comes to Mercury retrograde and allow it to get the better of us, because what we think can become our reality sometimes. So if you're always thinking, oh my gosh, Mercury retrograde's happening, what bad things are going to happen to me? What challenges am I going to bump up against this month? Oh, I forgot about this thing, and this thing happened, and I got this missed payment notification for a bill I forgot to pay, and my flight got delayed, and all these things are happening. So that just means that more bad things are going to happen. My luck is bad, right? So this month, during this Mercury retrograde, I want you to take a step back from that again, anchor back into your joy, return back to your peace, protect your peace this month, and let Mercury retrograde be something that's happening outside of you, not something that's happening inside of you, okay? So when we can realize, all right, Mercury retrograde is a planetary alignment that's happening outside of me, it's not happening internally in my body, how can I separate myself from that, find a little bit of space, and know that it's not all going to be bad this month. It's not all going to be challenges. So, and also just because of the retrograde, be a little bit extra patient this month with your travel plans, with deadlines that you have set for yourself or for your work. Just be a little bit more cautious with backing up your devices and your whatever projects you're working on, just to be extra safe and extra cautious. But we're not going to energize it. We're going to remember it's happening outside of us, and we're going to turn back to what's going on in here. So we're going to have a lot of opportunity for depth this month. December is really giving us a really great opportunity to do some deep internal dives. Yes, I do get a bit of I know we're in the middle of Sagittarius season and we're moving into Capricorn season at the end of the month. However, this month has a bit of a Scorpio-esque energy to it. It's about depth. It's about the internal exploration. It's about the deep emotional dives, perhaps internally or with others. Perhaps you have some really deep conversations this month with the people that you love. Perhaps you have some really deep realizations or insights or awarenesses that come up for you for what's going on in your life. Maybe you have a big aha moment that happens during the course of this month. One thing that's going to be helpful, but also could be a little bit of a wake-up call this month is the planet Neptune has been in retrograde for the last several months. It's finally moving out of retrograde. Neptune is the planet of dreams and illusions and false realities. And when it's in retrograde, it can tend to make us feel a bit foggy or unclear about our direction in life or what's going on for us in our internal reality, even our external reality as well. And so with Neptune moving direct, you're going to get clarity this month. You're going to know where you're going. You're going to have a plan for yourself. You're going to have those big aha moments. You're going to finally see things for what they really are. For some of us, that could mean that the veil drops on things in our life. Maybe a relationship that we were under an illusion or under a pretense or had an assumption about, maybe that relationship we get really big clarity on how that relationship is affecting you and who that person really is. I always tell my clients, when people in your life show you who they are, believe them. Don't second guess yourself or question your intuition. When people behave in certain ways and you start to see patterns in the way that they behave, believe the patterns and the patterns of behavior that they are showing you, and don't question yourself. So the veil on people in your life may drop this month. I'm not saying you're going to have this big come to Jesus moment this month with everyone in your life and you realize that none of your relationships are working. That's not what I mean. But there may be a friendship or a mentor-teacher relationship or a relationship with a boss or someone in your life that is not what you thought it was. And so you may get some clarity around that. Another thing that could come up for some of you this month is you may get insight and awareness about a situation within a relationship or something else in your life, and you realize that maybe a grudge you've been holding or a negative energy or negative assumption or some jealousy or some ways that you've been perceiving of other people, you realize that you can't let that affect you anymore. And you realize, why have I been letting this bother me for so long? Why have I been holding on to this negativity for so long? And I've been letting it affect me and really drag me down. And you're going to get clarity around, okay, I really need to let this go. So you may actually reconcile with some people this month, maybe relationships that you pushed away or kind of fell off or fell to the wayside, maybe because you've been harboring some negative feelings or emotions, and so you haven't been in contact with that person, or they haven't been in contact with you, or you just haven't been spending time together or in communication. Maybe they come back around and into your life this month, and you get the opportunity to again let go of those negative internal feelings that you've been harboring, and you get to be in that relationship anew. And you get to release the grief and the way things were in the past and start fresh with a clean slate. So there could be some mending of relationships this month. Of course, that could be, and that will be with people that are here for your highest and greatest good. You may even have some really big internal awarenesses about how that relationship has been impacting you and realize, wow, it's actually been teaching me a massive lesson that I needed to learn. And it is for my highest good to have this person in my life. But for those of you who are in relationships or situations that are not for your highest good, the universe may actually pretty rapidly remove those people from your life so that you don't feel so tied up in or caught up in those dynamics anymore. You may get clarity again on who people really are. And it's going to be up to you to discern whether you want to keep people in your life moving into the new year or not. This is a great time to really cut ties, to really let go of things that are not helpful, that are not aligned, that don't make you feel good, that are part of old ways of being or doing, and to let them go now so that they're not dragging on with you. You're not shackled to them as you move into 2024. So a really awesome opportunity for this is going to be the winter solstice. The winter solstice, which is on the 21st of December, is one of my favorite days of the whole year because it is a potent time for creating space for our manifestations, for letting go consciously, letting go of what is not good for you, supportive of you, aligned with you, no longer vibes with you, no longer resonates, leaving it in the past, leaving it behind this year, and then being really intentional about, okay, if I'm letting go of this, what does that create space for? What do I want to anchor into my reality in the new year? And who do I have to become now that I'm letting go of those old ways of doing things or those old people or those old relationships? Who do I have to become now that I have more space in my life or time to be able to really actively start working towards manifesting those things that I want? So you'll get clarity around that this month too, not just what you want and what your heart is desiring and where you're going, but also around maybe some of the steps that you need to take in order to get there, some of the actions that you need to do, or maybe the support that you need, or the resources that you need, or the course that you need to take, or the teacher that you need to work with. You're going to get clarity around all of that this month. So let it come in. Let those moments, those aha moments, those light bulb moments, those deep moments of clarity, let them come in. And don't be afraid to take radical action this month, to let go of what is not working and create space for what could be and what you do want. And for those of you who are actively working on yourself, actively on a spiritual path, actively working on shifting your energy, raising your vibration, You're going to have a lot of great things coming your way this month. You're going to be met with great opportunities. You're going to be manifesting abundance. You're going to see your goals coming to fruition. You're going to have a moment this month, or many, where you're just like, you look around and you're like, wow, look how far I've come. Look what I created this month. Look where I'm at now. This is amazing. I'm so proud of myself. And I can't wait to see what's to come next. Wow, I accomplished all of these goals. And yes, and look what else I get to do in the new year. And for some of you, you may have been feeling a little bit frustrated with yourself because maybe there's a certain goal or achievement or manifestation that you want and you're not there yet. Maybe you're comparing yourself to other people or on social media or to people in your life who have that thing or have reached that goal already. And you're like, why not me? Why can't I have that yet? And you may feel frustrated that you're ending this year in a similar place to where you've spent the majority of this year or even the last couple of years. And if that's you, please do not make yourself wrong for it. We are all on our own timelines. We are all on our own path, right? And so your path is different than mine, than everybody else's, and everyone you follow on Instagram or on TikTok. And so you can't let the way someone else is living their life and their achievements impact you living in the now. And so let go of that comparison, let go of those negative feelings you're having towards yourself. And remember, what if I'm always on my highest timeline? What if I am here right now? This is where I'm supposed to be. And I can let go of the comparison, knowing that the things that I desire will find me in divine timing if I'm actively committed to taking the intuitive action that I've been shown and to actively doing the inner work and actively focusing on myself and my personal path. I will get there. And then trusting yourself, really leaning into that self-trust this month, no matter where you're at. And just because it didn't happen for you this year doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Guess what? We're moving into a whole new year that is full of unlimited possibility. I want you to see 2024 as an open field of possibility, that you get to decide what is available to you. You get to decide what you're going to create in the new year. And so don't let where you are now get you down. Have acceptance and love for yourself for where you're at now, knowing that things had to fall into your path, or things had to fall in a certain order in your life in order for what's to come next. So again, trust the timing, trust your path. Time to have more trust in yourself. And again, anchoring more deeply into your awareness of who you are and where you're going. That is your goal this month. And don't forget to celebrate the wins, big and small. What have you created this year? What have you shifted? What have you healed? What have you released or let go of? What have you learned? What have you discovered? What have you changed? Where have you traveled to? What have you seen? What people are in your life? All of those different things. I want you to really take a minute, not just a minute, take a day, multiple days to celebrate yourself and where you are now. And remember that the winter solstice is such a great day for becoming conscious of what you need to let go of, maybe taking some notes, journaling about this, writing it down, and then writing down what your intentions are for the new year. If you have a busy day or a busy schedule on that day, you can, of course, do a little ritual for yourself like that at some point during the month. The energy is going to be the most potent on the 21st. But if you can't make time for it, no worries. There's still going to be plenty of time for you to be able to do that. And if you want a specific ritual with specific practices and a specific way of going about this that would make you feel good with specific instructions, please join my membership at the link below and join us for our winter solstice celebration at 6 p.m. Eastern on the 21st. My membership is $44 a month. We're also going to be doing a New Year goal setting call in January, as well as a manifestation call for the 111 portal. So there's lots of exciting events and things to come in the new year. But before we get there, come and join us for the winter solstice. The call will be recorded if you can't join us live, so you can do the activities and the ritual on your own time in your own space, but at least you'll have the instructions, you'll have the plan, you'll have the guidance so that you can do it for yourself to get yourself all set up for success for 2024 and beyond. So I hope that this reading for the month of December resonated with you. Again, remember those two things: anchor into your joy, protect your peace this month. Always go back inside, go internally. Don't be afraid to do those deep dives this month around, well, who am I? What do I want? Where am I going? And not being afraid to look at that and do the inner work this month. And don't forget to have fun this month, to play, to find those moments of joy in your life, to do things that your inner child would love to do. If you celebrate the holidays, live it up. Life is too short not to enjoy every single moment of this holiday season. No matter what you celebrate, no matter where you are in the world, you deserve it. You are so worthy and deserving of everything you've received, achieved, accomplished this year. And not just for that, but also for you being here, being on this path, you being yourself. Thank you for being dedicated to yourself and your growth. And know that this is just the beginning. We've got so much time. So if you're feeling like you're running out of time, or that because it's the last month of the year, you're feeling like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the year and what did I do? Where did I go? And you're feeling like, I have to do it all because I'm running out of time. No. Life is short, yes, and also time is infinite. We can live from the reality that there is infinite amount of time for accomplishing the things that the soul wants to accomplish, whether in this lifetime or a future life. You will accomplish what your soul needs to accomplish. So settle in. Know that you can enjoy your day-to-day process a little bit more, knowing that you have all of this time, all of this possibility to be able to figure it out. So don't put pressure on yourself to get it right, to get it perfect, to figure it out exactly as it needs to be, because you are exactly where you need to be right now in this moment. And let yourself live in that now. Thank you for being here. Sending you huge hugs and love, and I will hopefully see you for the winter solstice. And if not, happy holidays, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.